There's literally no way this is ever going to happen. Look how many books there are. Hello, everybody. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Kara. If you are new here, hi, hello, welcome to my June hopefuls, my June TBR, my June want to reads. If you don't know, this is little Fitzy, my little pride and joy who loves to bite my hands. What an exciting month we have coming up. In the month of June, I'm going to be co-hosting a readathon called the Amazing Readathon, which is hosted by my friend Bree from Four Paws and a Book. If you are not aware, the Amazing Readathon is essentially a readathon based off of the Amazing Race, where we travel to various different places and each place has its own prompt. There's a twist on the readathon this year. So instead of it being like actual world cities, it's going to be like fantastical places. So imagine all of your favorite fandoms. Those are the places we're going to be traveling to. I am so psyched about it. It's going to be such a fun journey. What is even better though is that I am going to be the co-host for the non-competitive team, which is a concept that I have never seen before done in a readathon. Maybe it has been done, but I have not been aware of it. This is the first time I've ever seen it. And I am so psyched about this because this is where I was always meant to be, on a non-competitive team for a readathon. I don't think I can express in words how much I love participating in readathons. Like so much. However, my life happens and I have a hard time balancing all of the things that I need to do, especially in the summer months when we are going away every weekend. We are traveling, we are going to see family and friends and have plans and doing this and going here. I am so busy during the summer months, and that is no exception for this year. And I tend to fall behind on the readathon prompts like literally instantly, okay? Last year on my team, there were 10 prompts for the entire month. I maybe completed 4 of them. Like, maybe. First of all, I'm a slow reader at heart. Like, I just cannot read books at that quick of a pace. And number 2, I am the biggest mood reader ever. Like, I literally cannot force myself to read a book at all. Like, I have tried countless challenge reading vlogs. Girl, when I tell you I couldn't complete the books because I was just not in the mood for them, like reading and me, it's like the moods and the emotions and the timing all has to align in order for me to have a great experience reading a book. And when it doesn't happen, there's nothing I want more to do than read that book less. All that to say, this is going to be an incredible month. Basically, I am the co-host for a non-competitive team, which basically means we have a list of prompts. You can do the prompts in any order. You can fulfill whatever prompts you want. If you want to skip a prompt, you can. If you want to read half of a book and DNF it, you can. If you want to literally only read one book in the month, you can. We're not counting points. You're here for the vibes. You're here for the community. We're here to frolic through the fields of Middle Earth. So over on our team, we're really channeling the vibes and the mood, and I am so excited. So if you are interested in this in any capacity, if you want to learn more about it, if you want to be on the competitive teams, if you want to be on the non-competitive team, or if you just want a fun video to watch, I'm going to leave all the links down below to the Amazing Readathon, to Bree, and where you can sign up. So feel free to check that out. So essentially my June TBR is kind of going to be more of a want to read rather than like an actual I'm going to be reading these books. I'm going to list each one of the prompts and then give you the books that I am interested in reading within that prompt. So I have a lot of books on this TBR, okay? There's, I think, 10 prompts, and I probably have like 15 books that I'm interested in reading this month. So no, I will not be reading every single book that I'm going to mention in this video. However, I am going to be choosing the book that speaks to my soul at the time of which I need to choose a book. All these books are speaking to me right now, so we got a plethora of things to choose from, okay? So without further ado, let's get to all the prompts in the Amazing Readathon and the books that I'm considering for each one of them. So the first prompt we have is a cozy book or a comfort read. Now, every one of these prompts can be taken to your own discretion. It is really whatever it means to you or whatever that prompt means to you. When I was thinking of like a cozy or a comfort read, one of my first things that I go to is fantasy, because fantasy is just always cozy, comforting to me, no matter how intense it is. Literally, it could be like the most epic fantasy with like a ton of war, and I'm like, oh, cozy. No, I mean, like, not like that, but like, you know what I mean? Like, cozy, fantasy is just cozy to me, no matter what genre it is. Like, it makes me think of curling up with a hot cup of tea, sitting by a fireplace, and just reading a book that I am completely escaping the world from, you know? So the 2 fantasy books that I'm considering reading are Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. I have talked about this before. I am so interested in this. Everyone is raving about this trilogy. The 3rd book in this trilogy just came out. This is a YA fantasy series. It's kind of like a dark academia, and it's centered around a young woman named Bree Matthews, who is going to UNC Chapel Hill for this like college prep course or something along those lines, or like she's there for like some elite high school group learning experience. Turns out she gets recruited to a secret society and realizes they do magic, and the plot ensues from there. I have heard this trilogy is absolutely incredible. I am itching to get to this book. I am so interested in this. So this is the first one that I'm considering. Next one is Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. I don't know about you guys, but are you following Sailing with Phoenix on Instagram or TikTok? There's this guy named Oliver who's 29 years old. He quit his job and he's sailing from Oregon to Hawaii and like then going all over the world. He literally knew nothing about sailing at the time of quitting his job. He learned all of it in 1 year and now he's sailing all over the world. And he's posting like daily videos about his experience, and like he's literally blown up on the internet. I am so invested. He has a cat on board. There's a bottle of sriracha. I mean, I am living for his content right now, and like something about sailing the seas and fantasy is calling my name, and that's why Tress of the Emerald Sea is on this TBR. This is like a ship fantasy, like it's based on open seas and you're following this young woman who is like living and her life is within the sea. I don't really know, but like there's ships and like I want to read a book about ships and fantasy, okay? What else do I have to say? 2 other books I am considering for this prompt. The first is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. I have this book on Libro FM. It kind of seems like a cozy, like very wholesome read. It's about an octopus and a woman and their relationship. Just feels cozy. Everyone I hear talk about it says it is such a wholesome, beautiful, like feel-good book, and I could use one of those right now. I'm sure you've heard about this book. The other one that I'm considering is the new Taylor Jenkins Reid book, which honestly is probably the book that I'm going to choose for this because Taylor Jenkins Reid is one of my favorite authors of all time. I love her book so much. She is like comfort author vibes for me, and the new book, Atmosphere. I think it's about pilots or something like that, but I know it's a historical fiction. I know I'm gonna eat it up. Also, me and my best friends are going to Europe in the month of June, and we all love Taylor Jenkins Reid, and we've kind of already all established that we're gonna be buddy reading it on our trip. So I'm psyched. I am psyched for this. And so that was the first prompt. On to the second one. The next prompt is a book with romance. Now, this one is literally the easiest prompt for me of any of these because I have such a huge backlog of books with romance in them that I am interested in reading. But the 2 that really stood out to me that I'm really interested in reading right now, the first one, which is the one that I am yearning to read. I want to read this book so bad. That is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. I want to be an Abby Jimenez girly like you don't even know, okay? Abby Jimenez is a local Minnesota author. I am from Minnesota if you didn't know. And literally, I think it would be so fun to do a vlog where I read Abby Jimenez's books and I go to her bakery and like get cupcakes and stuff. I want to be an Abby Jimenez girly. I want to support my local authors, and I have heard this book is outstanding. This was some of people's favorite book of last year. I don't know if this is like a forced proximity or an enemies to lovers or all of the above. I don't even know. I think it's like they make a commitment for we're going to be fake dating just for the summer, and then they end up falling in love, like obviously. I am someone who usually pencils in 1 contemporary romance per year, and I was not about to give Emily Henry another try. No, ma'am. I have read her books way too many times, and I have been let down way too many times. I am sorry to anyone who loves Emily Henry out there. She's just not for me, okay? But Abby Jimenez, let's get on this train. I want to read this book so bad. This is probably going to be the book that I pick for this. If by some twist of fate, I don't end up reading Just for the Summer, the other book that I'm interested in is Persuasion by Jane Austen. Okay, let me explain. Have you guys heard the song Party for You by Charlie XCX? If you don't, go listen to it, number 1. Number 2, it's been trending on TikTok and kind of like the feeling that that song gives, okay? The best way that I can explain the vibes of this song is yearning, okay? This is a song about yearning. If yearning isn't my favorite thing in the entire world, I love to yearn. I love consuming books, media, television, movies about yearning. Yearning is my favorite genre. Jack Edwards, the king that he is, made a TikTok of all of the books that remind him of Party for You by Charlie XCX. And there's like a part in this song where it's just like you feel the yearning. Okay, if you've heard the song, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't heard the song, go listen to the song, okay? In that TikTok, Persuasion, came up, okay? And in the comments, everyone's like, persuasion, 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 heavy on persuasion. So I do have a copy of Persuasion, and I'm normally not one to read classics, but something in my soul is calling towards poetry, towards the classics, towards deep-rooted, deep-thinking literature. I want to be an onlooker of the Dead Poets Society. Like, something about this time in my life is like calling for the arts, and I feel like this is the arts, okay? This is that. I feel like I may be sounding a little cray-cray to some of you, but this is where I'm at in my life, and I want to read a book about yearning, and everyone was recommending it, and now I want to read it. Okay, if you're someone who loves yearning, comment down below. It's a feeling. It's truly the feeling deep down inside. Next prompt we have for the amazing readathon is a book with a green cover, and there is no other book other than the one I'm about to talk about that I'm interested in reading for this, and that is Detransition Baby by Tori Peters. This is a book I just recently got, and all I know about it is that it is about a person who is transgender who is now detransitioning, and the relationship that this person is in. I feel like this book got outstanding reviews at the time it came out. I feel like so many people talk about this book, and I am desperately in search of reading books outside of my own lived experience and learning about other people's experiences on this earth that are unlike my own. So very, very much want to get to this, especially as we are facing some very troubling political times right now. There's nothing that I want more than to support the trans community right now, and I want to learn about it. I want to learn about the experience of someone who is trans. I don't know. I'm just really, really interested in this. I cannot wait to get to it. It has been something that has been on the top of my TBR since I got it. Next prompt for the amazing readathon is a book that takes place in a large city. The book that I want to read for this is Milk Fed by Melissa Broder. I bought this on the Libro FM sale during Indie Bookstore Day. It is about a 7-hour audiobook, and I don't know much about this. Again, this is a book that I feel like has gotten really rave reviews. It sounds like it's about a young woman in her 20s who lives in Los Angeles, who has been victim to diet culture her entire life, and she meets someone who changes her opinion on that, who shows her the beauty of food and the beauty of her own body, and, you know, just being comfortable in who she is and coming to terms with the fact that we don't have to live in this like such restrictive diet culture all the time. I don't really know. I think that's what it's about from just reading the synopsis, but I've heard people really, really love this book, and I think this would be a really fun audiobook just to kind of read alongside all these other hard-hitting books. I have this one downloaded on audio, and so thought it would fit the prompt perfectly. It's set in Los Angeles, so there you go. Next prompt that I'm really, really interested in is a book with like celestial or heavenly words in the title. Okay, now I'm choosing a couple different ways to interpret this, okay? The first one I have is a literal way. I am interested in reading Heavenly Bodies by Imani Eriu. I'm actually going to be reading this for a vlog, spoiler alert, and I'm going to be starting this within the next probably within the first week of June. All I know is it's an enemies to lovers romance with like celestial beings. Like, it seems very heavily related to mythology. I don't think it's actually about Greek mythology, but I think it's about like Helios and like the sun and the stars, and like they're star-crossed lovers, okay? That says it all. And I will be reading this, and I'm really, really excited because so many people have loved this book. It seems like it's going to be high vibes, okay? Very, very excited about this one. Now, likely I will be using that for that prompt. However, there are a couple other books that I'm interested in reading which will also blend into other prompts, okay? The next one, I am taking this one a little bit more in my own direction for the celestial or heavenly words. Well, I'm just going to talk about both of them at the same time. I'm interested in reading Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment, and A New Earth, Awakening to Your Life's Purpose. Now, I know what you may be thinking. Self-help, spiritual enlightenment, I don't know, like some people could be getting red flag vibes from this. However, I don't want you to get red flag vibes from this. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing here on this planet. I have a soul, just as you do, and the existential weight of the world sits on my shoulders at every single second of the day, and I need to figure out what I'm doing here. Not to get really deep in this video, but that is what I love to do with my life. I love to think about these things. I love to think about what the hell am I doing here and what is the point of anything. And I really am yearning to go on a spiritual journey. I don't know. I just really want to like understand my purpose here, like really, truly deeply. I feel like I am at a transition point in my life where I don't really know where I'm going next. And that has been very, very distressing for me. Oh my gosh, I'm getting really deep here. And it's just a TBR video and this is all just haha, fun, whatever. But like for real, what are we doing here? I love learning about myself. I love learning about who I am on the inside. I love trying new things. I love thinking about my life in different ways. I don't want to be someone who is just like super scripted all the time and just like doesn't think about these things in a really deep way. I just want to read books that will help inspire me to think about my life in ways that I may not be considering. So yeah, I read this book called The Untethered Soul last month. Completely eye-opening, completely life-changing. Genuinely came away from that book with like a renewed perspective on life. Eckhart Tolle is a very well-known next step into someone who is searching for a spiritual journey and reading books about a spiritual journey. So yeah, these are the two that I'm really, really interested in. Please don't judge me. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing here on this planet, as aren't we all? The other prompts that these could also fit into, this one could be a book with a green cover. And then I was considering this one, a book with lower ratings that I think I'm going to really love. This book is like a 3.9 on the story graph. And I feel like this book could have the potential to change my life. So I think I'm really going to love it. Next prompt we have is a book with an over-the-top cover. The book that I'm interested in reading for that is Happy Land by Dolan Perkins Valdez. I recently got this book on Indie Bookstore Day. I am so excited to read this. This cover is gorgeous. She's a gorgeous cover. This was a complete cover by the way. From the brief synopsis of what I know about this book is that it is set, I think, in North Carolina. It's set in the Carolinas, and it seems like there's like a magical realism element to it. The main character's like great-great-grandmother is the like queen of where this land was. Honestly, I'm not really sure. I know it's about the Carolinas. It is based off of a true story, and I think it's about like imperialism and people taking over land that is not rightfully theirs. I have not heard a lot of people talk about this book, but I feel like this is a really relevant book right now, and it's so gorgeous. I just want to read it. Next prompt is a book with a winter or a like chilling setting, and there's no other book that I feel like would fit this prompt better for me than The Favorites by Lane Fargo. Guys, I am so excited to read this book. You have no idea. I am just itching to read this. Do you want to know why? This book has been related to Daisy Jones and the Six, but figure skating edition. Okay, could a book be made for me anymore? I think not. This is a book about two ice dancers who had a huge career together. They went to the Olympics together and then had a huge falling out, and no one really knows what happens. And now some people are going back and like, I think they're making a documentary about these people and what ended up leading to their fallout. Literally, it's Daisy Jones and the Six figure skating edition. But like, I used to be a figure skater, so this is so exciting for me. I am so psyched to read this. I cannot wait. I think this is going to pair really, really well with Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have a feeling I'm either going to read one or the other and then just like need to read the next one. I've heard incredible reviews about this book. I feel like everyone's talking about it right now, and I need to get to it like ASAP. Last two prompts we have is a book that is shorter than the last book you read, and then a book with a violent word in the cover. Both of these that I'm about to talk about are very, very short books, but the book with a violent word on the cover I want to read on Tyranny by Timothy Snyder. I feel like this book needs no explanation. If you're living and breathing and paying any remote attention to what is happening in the world right now, this book is filled with tangible to-dos of what we can actually do in the face of tyranny. I am extremely interested in reading this. This feels just super relevant right now. I need to read it because I go in existential crisis mode every single day. Okay? The violent word being tyranny, if you needed me to spell it out for you, okay? And then the next one is also a short book, but I am very interested in reading this as well. It is I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Hartman. I'm like 99% sure I'm going to be getting to this book in June. I'm actually starting a book club with one of my friends, Cass from The Modern Bookwoman here on YouTube. We are going to be starting a book club that is really talking about these hard-hitting issues, ones that we are actively facing today, and fiction books that are related to that. This is a book that I know we have talked about and very much considered reading for our next book club pick. So if you are interested, please stay tuned. I'm definitely going to be posting about it on my community tab. We really just want to be bringing a voice to the community and talking about these really hard issues that are facing literally everyone right now, and adding a voice to the community in a time where it feels like it's very much needed in talking about these really difficult topics. So this is a book about 39 women who were trapped in a bunker. They don't know how they got there. They don't have any memory of their lives, and they're trying to figure out how to escape. I think this book is actually getting put on some banned book lists, which actually makes me want to read it even more. Very short book. It's about 160 pages, so I think I'm going to fly through it, and stay tuned if you are interested in joining our book club. Cannot wait for it. We have so many great ideas. All right, everybody, so that does it for the June TBR. This is a chunkster of a TBR. There is literally a 0% chance I'm going to be getting to all of these books, but like I really hope I can get to a handful of them. Again, check out the amazing Readathon down below, and feel free to join the Team Pathfinders, where you will find our non-competitive little community. I hope you guys have such a great day. Feel free to leave some books that you are interested in reading in June down below. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Peace and love, everyone!